Jag sitter här nu med Jakob G Knudsen som är ny i våran advisory board. You're a new member of the advisory board. What's your research? What do you focus on?
So my group mainly focus on a hormone that's secreted from the pancreatic islets that are inside your body, and this hormone controls blood glucose when you're fasting. So it's opposite to insulin that most of us know about. And but glucagon is not just important for fasting; it's also important for the development of type 2 diabetes, because we know type 2 diabetics have higher levels of glucagon, and that means that they're also stimulating their glucose production in the liver, so that contributes to the high glucose levels we see in type 2 diabetics. So we're trying to understand these mechanisms of how glucagon is controlled, because even though it's 100 years since we discovered this hormone, we still don't understand exactly the mechanisms that control it, and therefore it's difficult to change or alter secretion in, for instance, type 2 diabetic patients.
Okay, and how long have you researched of that?
So I have led this research group for 5 years now, 4 years, since 2019.
And what have you find more?
Sorry?
What have you find more in the research?
So the main focus in the beginning was trying to understand how glucose itself regulates glucagon secretion. So glucagon secretion is regulated by many different things, both glucose, but also hormones from other cells. And we were trying to dig out what was these mechanisms that could control this. And we did this by looking at the alpha cell itself, the cell that secretes glucagon, and how it regulates glucagon secretion when glucose enters the cell. So we were looking at the metabolism of the cells. How do they use glucose to try and change the release of glucagon? And what we found was that alpha cells do not really use glucose in the same way as we understand from the insulin secreting beta cell. They really live off something else. They use something else as a substrate. They use fatty acids, and that makes sense because when you're fasting, you also have high fatty acids in the blood. So we think that may be linking them to type 2 diabetes, but this is still ongoing research. So we don't quite know if the fatty acids is the link yet, but it could be because type 2 diabetic patients often also have higher levels of circulating fatty acids.
And when do you think you have some answer?
When I think I have some answers? Well, hopefully within the next 5 to 10 years, I think we will have solved some of the basic mechanisms of what goes on in the alpha cell. It feels like we are close to having some sort of basic consensus mechanism like you see for other cell types in the islets. And then we can think about what kind of targets can we work on to try and treat hyperglucagonemia and diabetes.
Okay. Looking forward to see the results.
Thank you, me too.
So good luck. Yeah.
Thank you.
Really nice to hear from you. Yeah,
Thank you.
And welcome to advisory board.
Thank you.
Diabetes Wellness.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.